Oh, this is a really good breakdown. I watched this twice. Really good information here. I don't know who these guys are. Well, I do now. Their channel's called Due Dissidence. They have a really good breakdown of my recent events, and I would love to do a stream with them.
All right, so this is Sneako. Never run into him, but he lives here in New York, and like myself, he is a native. So this video kind of went viral a couple weeks ago, where he had a little back and forth with an Israeli family right in the middle of Times Square.
Have you guys heard of this?
Sneako, I wish you the best of luck. And if you want to, I'll take you there, and I guarantee you nothing will happen to you.
Okay.
I promise you.
Okay. Good to meet you, bro. And remember, your government's committing a genocide.
That's what you've been told. That's what you've been told.
Okay, then the 6 million, then why do we have to believe that? If you're going to deny this one, then people should be able to deny your Holocaust.
People do deny it.
Then it's 6 million, 6 million, 6 million. It's illegal in Europe to deny this.
W. Myron, I stole this talking point from him. I saw him do it in a debate when they denied the Gaza genocide. The perfect reverse Uno card is, okay, then I guess we can deny the 6 million if you deny this.
Do deny it.
Perfect.
So,
well, you call them the worst people of all time. You get banned on social media. You get canceled. You get arrested. So, that's clearly proof of overwhelming control. This is not fair. You have the Free Palestine. Let's get a Free Palestine.
There never was a
Free Palestine. 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 Free Palestine.
By the way, I stand on business. This is only the first of 2 Israelis I kicked out of the land in a week. Today in a stadium, last week in Times Square.
And look, we kicked them out of this land the same way they kicked the Palestinians out of that land. Woo! Walk away.
Walk away. I was so happy. I'm so glad I didn't stutter saying that sentence. I said that was one of those where you say it and you're like, that was hard. That was hard. One more time.
Look, we kicked them out of this land the same way they kicked the Palestinians out of that land. Walk away.
All right, so that got around, but that didn't cause a meltdown in paid Zionist op world on X the way that this did. Now, Sneako is making his living basically trolling these people. And on that level, I must say, well done, sir. This was quite a troll.
Great breakdown.
Allahu Akbar! Oh no! Oh no! Fuck you! This is the Islamic Republic of New Yorkistan. Islam will be in every household. Inshallah, the whole world is Muslim. Welcome to Mamdani's New York. You see the city? You see how it looks? Inshallah, your city looks just like this too.
I just know Big Bro Clav gonna wreck those sweet buttery white cakes.
Okay, that's a pretty obvious troll. Sneako has actually made other videos talking about how ridiculous the paranoia about a Muslim takeover is, given that Muslims are 1.8% of the population. But yeah, that's an epic troll. And if he wanted all of the grifters to decide to jump on this to make their daily bread, mission accomplished. Grifter in chief, the original grifter, the old school grifter, the goat of grifters, Alex Jones. Deport him now. Deport him now. I got to hold on to some of that Trump audience. That's a lot of my lucre. That's a lot of how I'm paying off those Sandy Hook families. I got to hold on to some of them. Nothing they like better than a little deportation talk. Elon Musk. Yes. Yes. Sneako responded quite appropriately to Elon. Go back to Africa. This is my country. And our friend Eddie Liger, who actually, I don't know if he's still on. He was watching before.
That's Eddie Liger.
Sneako was born in America. Yeah, he's literally a native New Yorker. He was born in New York City. You were born in South Africa and emigrated to Canada. You lived in the U.S. for 10 years before ever becoming a citizen.
I don't know he went to
Sneako is more American than you will ever be. Damn right. So Sneako here responded a little bit to Elon.
They say Elon wants free speech. So the king of free speech wants me deported from my own country for free speech? The African migrant says I should be deported from my own country for exercising my right to my First Amendment? This is your king of free speech? The one saying he wants to let loose on Epstein Island at the most wildest party available? The only reason there's no photo of him there is because it never happened. It seems like they didn't want him. That's your king of free speech? Deporting me, an American-born citizen.
Yep. But Alex wasn't done. Alex wasn't done, man. Look, man, give the man his due. He knows where the money is. He can smell it. He can smell where the money is. So he's gonna stick his nose in that trough, get as much as he can out of this. What should I say to really get the biggest morons in my audience excited? Deport Sneako. Yeah. Yeah,
They're right. I didn't see it that way before, but they're completely right. They know that this is stupid rhetoric, but they're doing it purposely because
who is Cliff?
appeals to their stupid audience.
do it. That'll do it.
What's change? The guy reaches millions of people a day. He is anti-Islam. He's pro-Islam. He is pro-Trump. He's anti-Trump. He's pro-lockdown. He's
Are you describing yourself there, Alex? Weren't you pro-Trump and then anti-Trump and then pro-Trump and then anti-Trump? How many times have you been on that side of the fence, brother?
against the lockdown. And he'll flip-flop from day to day, whatever group he's with. But here he is in New York, one of the Allah Akbar events, where we got a bunch of video chanting, we're taking over Sharia law. He joins in, hops around and screams and says it, but he's not a U.S. citizen, and his ass needs to be deported.
You're literally, at that point, you're unforgivably fucking ignorant of what you're talking about to be making this kind of call. It's true. Some of the people we're going to see in this segment, I believe, are so fundamentally stupid that they really don't know what they're talking about. Alex is not a dumb guy. I think he knows how dumb his audience is. If you think that we think that the Alex Jones audience is stupid, you're God forbid you ever hear what Alex Jones says about you.
I'm in contact with your team to debate on 20 and Jewish get Riyad Mizrachi cooked you.
Okay.
But listen to him. That is very obvious from what he knows he can get away with, like falsely claiming that this native New Yorker is not an American citizen. They'll never look into it. Well, okay, I'll just say it.
Elon Musk agreed with me and said yes, and boosted my post on this yesterday. Deport him now. Sneako declares New York an Islamic state. Islam will be in every household. Inshallah, the whole world will become Muslim. Well, that is the Quran. It is go read it. I read it twice. It is a battle manual of how he took over Medina and then Mecca and how he promised the world.
No, it isn't.
He teaches them how to deceive, how to act friendly at first, then push people out of each town.
Look, I'm not a fan of organized religion. That includes Islam. I'm not a fan of the Quran, but that's not what it says.
Then push them out of the country. This is Islam. And when it's a snake or a spider, I never miss because it's defensive. I click into the mode. You think normally I could throw a weight 10 feet perfectly, splat the head? You think normally I could throw a rock perfectly and splat the head? No.
You see how many of these right-wing grifters have put out rhetoric to inspire a terrorist to kill me? And then they're going to deny, oh, I'm not saying that. Listen to what he's saying here. Other ones, what have they said? If you see Sneako in New York, green lit on site. Now they're saying publicly, if I see Sneako, it's green lit on site. Elon Musk saying deport me. Everyone's saying deport, deport, deport. You can't deport me. Look what happened in San Diego. They're putting the energy out there to inspire someone to do something to me.
It's the defender in me. And you have instincts too that you can turn on and you can hone. And Sneako, I'm not calling for splatting his head, but
Alex Jones, who wound up getting sued for what? $1 billion fucking dollars, is talking about splatting a podcaster's head. That's smart, Alex. Very smart. Smart guy. Smart guy. I guess keeping his master Elon pleased requires a certain amount of risk.
Culturally, I'm calling for putting him nonviolently in an airplane like a cannon, a clown in a cannon at the circus, and shooting him out of it back to the Middle East.
If I said 1% of what these people said, I'm not calling for violence. I wanted to shoot him out of an airplane. They'd call me a terrorist. If I said, attack this person, attack this Mexican, white supremacist, Catholic, whatever, attack him in the street, green lit on site, I would get called a terrorist. If I said we need to deport people that disagree with me, they would say that I'm spreading Sharia law and that this is dangerous, and they would try to restrict Islam. I mean, they already are. I don't say one fraction of what they say, and look how they get away with it. And then they'll be like, well, racism doesn't exist. But what's the difference? Why do these white creators get away with rhetoric that is clearly inspiring violence? No one bats an eye. And if I said 1% of that, you know how they'd react. Again, it's not here like, oh no, racism. It's just clearly pointing out the double standard and how people are blinded by race, and they don't even seem to understand what's happening.
We're gonna
with all of his other little compatriots. Bye-bye. Sneako was born in New York City in a family with Haitian and Filipino ancestry.
Shove him into a cannon and blast him out.
French fluently.
So, yeah, no, that's nonviolent. I'm suggesting we throw him out of an airplane. That's what I meant. We're going to peacefully shoot him out of an airplane. Yeah, so he finds out.
That hurt.
I guess he's got a producer over there that Ixnay on the not a citizen nay.
He moved to Miami, Florida, and did Islam. I heard he's a foreigner. Well, whatever.
Well, maybe you should know about those things before you go on the air and claim them, Alex.
I think if somebody declares they're for a foreign religion, a foreign power here to overthrow the country, I think they ought to have the citizenship stripped, even if he is a citizen. Get his ass out of here.
That's consistent with the First Amendment.
Yeah, no,
Free speech stance,
and that's very constitutional. The very idea of a foreign religion. What is that? What is that? Yeah, no, these
you
people
can argue Christianity is a foreign religion.
Sure,
Yeah.
from the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
Middle Eastern religion. That's not from the West. Well, Western religion, you got to start worshiping Odin.
Yeah.
Now I got to say, man, this is encouraging. This is encouraging if you're losing faith in humanity, because X really boosts the chuds who are going to agree with this take, and I don't think there are enough to boost, man. Like most takes were like this: welfare queen, South Africa.
You guys saw them. The chuds came in hordes in this stream. Every tweet, every day, saying the same slop that's so easy to debunk, repeating it like good little sheep, good little parrots. They don't even have minds of their own. You could hear their talking points are just repeating what these grifters say on their stream. They don't have their own sense of humor. They can't even make their own jokes. They just repeat what they hear on the screen.
Connor, Elon's money, pushing for merging of Israel-U.S. tech defense. Alex got his 7,000 Hasbro check to destroy America and our Constitution. That's not cherry-picked. You can go look up the tweet yourself. That represented not 90%, but I would say 60 to 70% of the responses. Now, this guy is an idiot. Absolute moron. And the fact that he has a successful show and platform, that says a lot.
It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what the Constitution says. It doesn't matter. Well, it does, but I don't believe what it matters what the original Constitution says, not how, the woke Supreme Court justices interpret it. Being born in America doesn't make you an American. Whenever you're chanting and talking about Islam taking over the country, how can you talk about how you are you're an American because of whatever reason, whenever that's literally against the First Amendment? You're literally trying to say that, I want to ignore that. This is...
So the First Amendment doesn't apply if what you're saying is against the First Amendment. This is what he's putting out.
And this is why Osmongold is going to stay in his echo chamber. You guys know I respect the guy, but it's probably better for him if he wants to maintain his audience. And he says publicly he doesn't do debates for that reason, because this is just,
out to guy. I mean, it's no brain trust over there.
No.
On the Alex Jones show, but this. Wow, these are the people who are too dumb for Alex Jones. Let's watch this guy.
The First Amendment says you should make no law abridging freedom of speech or religion. It doesn't outlaw you from advocating a religious order, which, again, I mean, this is case in point. I won't step on my overall take here, but it is this is really a case to ban social media altogether. For everybody, just shut it all down.
Just shut it down. You got to do like Snake Plissken at the end of Escape from LA.
I wish there wasn't so much attack against you. I wish I could, and everyone stream to unify.
It's always going to be like this. The truth will be attacked by falsehood, by demons. That's how it is. This is... Allah says this, bro. We know.
You're zero.
That's it. Rotary phones. That's it.
That's it. Okay, so Nick Fuentes. I know a lot of people take this guy seriously. You should take him seriously on the level of talent. He's very talented. He's a very good broadcaster. He's a lying, degenerate scumbag. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you right now, where in 30 seconds, he drops about 7 lies in 30 seconds. That might be a record. You should go head to head with Alex on that.
Well, I'm Muslim and I care about the Middle East, and Nick is Christian. He cares about this. Here's the difference. You're in my country. That's the difference. That's what these...
Again, this guy is born in New York City. He is a U.S. citizen, born and raised.
Born. That's what these brown clowns don't seem to understand. You're in our country.
Oh.
Okay? The United States of America was founded by white Christians.
Feliz
Navidad. You want
to be...
Thomas Paine, a radical Enlightenment thinker and author of Common Sense. Paine famously referred to Christianity as a fable and rejected organized religion in his book, The Age of Reason. Thomas Jefferson, while deeply interested in the moral teachings of Jesus, Jefferson rejected miracles and the Trinity. He physically cut and pasted his own version of the New Testament, the Jefferson.
Kind of sounds like Islam.
Allahu Akbar!
Thomas Jefferson was interested in the teachings of Jesus and rejected the Trinity. What religion is... Oh...
Bible to remove all supernatural elements. Benjamin Franklin Franklin embraced a philosophical deism. While he valued public morality and occasionally attended church, he expressed significant doubts about core Christian doctrines, such as the divinity of Jesus Christ.
Kind of sounds like Islam.
Allah Akbar!
Interesting.
Ethan Allen. A leader of the Green Mountain Boys, Allen was an outspoken deist who explicitly wrote against Orthodox Christianity, championing reason and natural religion over divine revelation. James Monroe. Though officially an Episcopalian, his private religious views leaned closer to non-Christian deism, shaped significantly by his close friendship with Thomas Paine. Even Christian founders like John Adams advocated for the separation of church and state and actively supported the freedom of religion for all citizens. This spirit culminated in the Treaty of Tripoli, which was unanimously ratified by the U.S. Senate in 1797 and famously declared that the government of the United States was not in any sense founded on the Christian religion. Now, that guy, Asmongold, I think, is probably just a congenital moron. Nick is not a congenital moron. Very much like Alex Jones, I think he knows that he has an audience of congenital morons who that he can just blithely say this to because that's what they're there for. It's just like MSNBC for chuds, right? You feed them the product they want and they'll keep coming back. It doesn't matter if it's actually true or not. To continue.
Brown Muslim, show a little respect. Show a little deference. But that's the problem. You don't respect this place.
He is showing respect.
So you need to leave.
There's nothing more American than trolling on camera. That's right. That's as American as apple pie.
Yes. Yeah. That was you know what they used to do in the years before the revolution? There was a big King George statue downtown in New York where Bowling Green Park is now. They used to go and keep graffitiing it up and making the British soldiers have to clean it up.
They're the original trolls.
They are all going down one by one. Guess inshallah, who's not going down, you God protect you.
Inshallah.
Didn't come to the Philippines. Nobody pulled up to Haiti.
We can go to the Philippines. Okay.
The problem, you don't respect this place.
You know what's so funny too? There's actually nothing more un-American. One more time so someone clips it. There's nothing more un-American.
I have unlimited money and me and Mizrachi will get the task done. Get ready.
Okay. There's nothing more un-American than a Catholic telling a citizen to respect the government. There's nothing more un-American than that. Because the Protestants that fled the monarchy in Europe came here to be independent. Don't tread on me. I'm going to say what I want to say. I say what I want to say. I exercise my free speech American constitutional rights. And they say, respect authority, fall in line, worship the Vatican. That is literally the antithesis to American values.
So you need to leave. We didn't come to the Philippines. Nobody pulled up to Haiti. Nobody pulled up to Egypt or Saudi Arabia and started telling them that they got to care about our problems and you got to care about our homeland and you got to intervene in our conflicts and telling them this is the way it's going to be now. No, it's the other way around. I can't be in a coalition with these people.
The Philippine-American War. So at the end of the Spanish-American War, the United States bought the Philippines from Spain in 1898 for $20 million, bargain. And we're there until 1946 when they were driven out by the Filipino people. And it's pretty well known that we've been interfering in Philippine politics pretty consistently ever since.
The Iran war has destroyed the peso and is really affecting the Filipino economy.
Haiti. In 1915, the ruler of Haiti was killed in a popular uprising. This civil unrest provided the United States with justification for occupation of Haiti by approximately 20,000 troops for 19 years. The results of the occupation from 1915 to 1934 resulted in 86 U.S. soldiers killed, 3,200 Haitians killed, and Haitian economic dependency on the U.S. When the U.S. military occupation was over, the nation's security was turned over to the Haitian National Guard. Over the next 20 years or so, the Haitian National Guard carried out a policy of violent oppression that resulted in the death of hundreds of thousands of Haitians. Beginning in the 1950s, the U.S. started training Haitian military leaders who subsequently developed a reputation for being corrupt and abusive.
People don't know about this. I'll tell you about this. After the 1950s, the U.S. backed trained military leaders, and for 15 years, there were two dictators back-to-back in Haiti, Papa Doc and Baby Doc. Papa Doc for 15 years, and then his son Baby Doc 15 years. These were leaders that stole all the money. They didn't benefit the country at all. It was a disaster. They ruled with an iron fist, and they were backed by the U.S. Look at Haiti today. You see the rhetoric from Trump. With
Adam and Eve and chimps, brutal bro, just get ready. Don't get embarrassed.
This Jew is just begging to, okay. And Jizzy attacks, thank you. Today, Trump will have rhetoric and he'll say like, Haiti's an asshole. Matt Walsh will be like, we need to deport Haitians, stuff like that. But it's
the real debate the people want is Sneako versus Fuentes. Just image the numbers that would do.
Debate what? Why it should be, I'm not even going to respond to that.
From 1957 to 1984, Francois Papa Doc Duvalier and his son Baby Doc were in power in Haiti. This dictatorship was largely supported by the U.S. as an alternative to a perceived expansion of communism in the area. During their rule, the Duvaliers killed a reported 30,000 Haitians, and when Baby Doc was ousted in 1986, he fled with much of the nation's wealth. No, we wouldn't roll up on Haiti. In 1990, Jean-Bertrand Aristide became the first democratically elected president of Haiti. Shortly after he took office, he was ousted in a military coup. Two leaders of the coup were men who had been formally trained in the United States.
Oh.
And then Egypt. In July 2013.
This is the Western arrogance that I speak about and people just don't seem to get because they're chuds who just look at clips spread by Elon Musk and Mossad and they're actually retarded. You see this around the world. We don't want foreign immigrants. We don't want this. But look at what the U.S. does around the world. In the Philippines, with military occupation, in Saudi Arabia, 3 military bases, in Haiti, regime change and backed leaders, dictators who are stealing and not providing anything to their people. Venezuela stealing their oil, kidnapping their president. Cuba turning off the electricity. Vietnam killing all these rice farmers for no reason. Iraq killing 1 million civilians for no reason. Japan putting 2 nukes on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Just make sure to get ready. I don't want to do you dirty. I have unlimited money.
No, you don't. Around the world, regime change, war, destruction. And they're like, these are third world dumps. Well, why is that? Why is that? Is it because America's superior and the values are so much better than other countries? Or does the U.S. have so much money? Because look at the financial system. Look who's in charge of Wall Street in the city of London. Look at who they're backing. Look at what country uses the U.S. as their colony to do the bidding to expand their nation state. Is America really superior to other places? Look at all these dumps around the world. Well, anytime that they try to become independent, they go and install a new leader. They steal their resources. They put a military base there. They bomb the crap out of them. And they're like, yeah, this place is a dump. Because you made it a dump. Look at Libya. Perfect example. Look at Gaddafi. What did the CIA do all over the world? And then Americans are so brainwashed while believing that they're superior and they're smart because we're told, yeah, we're the best country. They don't even know why the countries that are assholes are like that. But they don't have to care because they don't ever see turmoil. They don't ever see hardship. Their hardship is being autistic or being a gay guy, maybe, like being plaque trans max and crying about a diva tattoo. American concerns are people bullying you over your demon diva tattoo. Around the world, it's like, hey, do I have water today? Do I have electricity? Am I going to get shot by a U.S. soldier? Is a Hegseth soldier who's taking TRT going to rape my daughter? That's what they're thinking around the world. Is my economy going to collapse today because U.S. wants to start another war? Is the petrodollar going to destroy my economy? Am I going to have a job still? Or is the U.S. going to impose sanctions on my country again?
Brother, I just gave you $100. Be grateful. Just get ready for the debate.
Come on, bro. You don't have unlimited money. And Americans don't think about that, and they walk around with all this arrogance. And that's the matrix. America around the world, destruction, military bases, regime change, and then the civilians here, they get them to focus on LGBT and left-right politics and chipping out over nonsensical issues to keep them distracted on stupid goy slop rather than looking at what's happening. Another interesting thing is they will always talk about how evil communism is. And I'm not a communist in this, but you see this rhetoric repeated everywhere. Vietnam, we need to stop communism. Cuba, we need to stop communism. Venezuela, communism. Haiti, communism. Russia, communism, communism. Is it really the spread of evil communism because capitalism is so superior so we can have trillionaires like Elon Musk? Or do they use that as justification to prevent a country from becoming independent? Is it really a communist country, or is it a country that isn't subservient to the petrodollar, doesn't have to rely on the central bank system?
Capitalizing on instigated and inflated public opposition, an American-enabled coup overthrew Mohamed Morsi, suspended the Constitution and dissolved the government, and silenced dissenting voices. American culpability in Egypt's failed democratic experiment was the culmination of decades of foreign policy. For more than half a century, the U.S. government has squandered some $70 billion in mostly military aid to Egypt. No, we don't roll up on Egypt. And here's a map of Saudi Arabia. Guess what those dots are? Military bases. U.S. military bases. The idea that you would, with a
perfect example of American ignorance, they're like,
Imagine if Christians tried to pray in Saudi Arabia the way 200 Muslims tried to pray in Christian country in Times Square. There would be chaos.
Actually, per capita, there's more Christians in Saudi than there are Muslims in America. 2, there are U.S. military bases in Saudi Arabia.
Oh my God, the Muslims are invading.
The Americans have invaded Saudi Arabia, the place of pilgrimage for the Muslims.
Bro, Elon Musk is your dad. Just get ready for the debate. I have more bread than you suck.
You don't have more bread. You're broke, bro.
Face. Go on a microphone and say America doesn't roll up to the Philippines or Haiti.
This
And what's really
broke,
funny
it's
is he picked countries that have suffered under U.S. imperialism, not as part of a larger group, but in particular. But does he know that? Probably. I think he knows his audience even better, and he knows he's got an audience of fucking retards who are not going to sit down and look into it so he can just say shit. He understands his job, just like Rachel Maddow. She knows the dumb suburban libs and what they want to hear, and she's very good at giving it to them. Nick Fuentes knows his audience of basement-dwelling chuds who have never been further than their parents' driveway that his shtick appeals to, and he knows he doesn't have to do any fact-checking because God knows they're not going to do any. So, soft-faced loomer, as Candace has dubbed her. Elon Musk has called for the deportation of Islamic streamer Sneako after Sneako was on video 4th of July weekend calling for an Islamic takeover of the U.S. and every household in America to become Muslim. A couple of months ago, I raised my concerns when Sneako said he had a direct line to Nikita Abier, he's the head of product at X, and that he was an X-streamer. I showed X how Sneako regularly promotes Islamic terrorism and violence, and I am glad their eyes have been opened. I am so grateful Elon Musk speaks out about the threat of Islam, and I am grateful Nikita has started to crack down by demonetizing foreign accounts that are pretending to be American to divide America. We need to see a crackdown on X of the promotion of Islamic terrorism, and 2 of the biggest offenders are Sneako and Hassan Piker. Additionally, we really need to put pressure on Kik, whose CEO, I ain't even gonna try to say that, is Iranian. What type of Iranian CEO who claims to have family that fled Iran tolerates this pro-IRGC poison on their platform? Are you kidding me, Bijan? Why does Kik pay Sneako nearly $200,000 per month to poison the minds of young men? Apparently the money is in poisoning the minds of young men. Also, how does Amazon feel about this?
They shut it down.
On AWS. Is AWS really okay with Kik promoting Sneako as he
Bro,
encourages
just say
Islamic
thank
terrorism?
you. I'm paying for your Uber Eats. If not for me, you would be homeless. GGS.
Dude, you don't have bread like that. Stop insisting it. You are broke. We all know this Jew's broke, bro.
Hang on. You have a problem with people promoting foreign terrorism? Sneako is a national security threat. Please advocate for Hassan Piker to be deported to Turkey next, Elon Musk. Listen, man, we've said this before. When this is all over, and it will be all over, I don't ever want to hear these fucking people talking about freedom and open debate and the First Amendment and the Constitution ever again. So finally, Sneako went in a little deeper on some of Elon's contradictions.
Elon Musk, back at Tommy Rubinstein's protest in England, he calls in, well, Tommy Robinson's having his anti-Islam protest. Listen to what he says.
Whether you choose violence or not, violence is coming to you. You either fight back or you die.
You either fight back or you die. This is an African migrant to America telling Britain, fight back or die. Does that make any sense to you? Why is the trillionaire, the richest man in the world, saying you need to fight back? You have to fight back or die. Fight for your life. Elon is literally an African migrant into America. And this is England. So the only unifying ideology here is just hating Islam. There's nothing else that they have in common. If he wasn't white, imagine he was an African migrant who was black into America telling British people, fight back or die. Nobody would take it seriously. Fight back or die. Do you guys consider that an incitement of violence? Interesting. Look at his shirt. I was looking at this a month ago. He's got the jawline. While saying fight back or die against immigrants by being an immigrant. He's got the one-eye symbolism right here on his shirt. Is that a coincidence?
I like this kid. So yeah, you definitely have a point regarding social media. At the same time, you got to look at what these people are saying. You can't just laugh at it because look how much power they've gained. Look how much of their agenda they've been able to enact. So when you got Softface over there talking about trying to get Sneako demonetized, this is the battle, one of the battles of our moment. You do have this very well-funded Zionist lobby that owns most of our politicians and that has its fingers in most of our largest corporations that really wants to tip the conversation over into getting these platforms to demonetize people like Sneako. As hard as I am on Alex Jones, as much as I might slam Alex Jones, I always supported his right to speak. We both did. When they pulled him off YouTube, we said back then it's the beginning, and it was, right? How many people have been pulled off these platforms since Alex Jones? He really was the test case. They want to take it to the next level, where you could take somebody like Sneako, who did not say anything.
They did.
anything horrific about
3 years banned everywhere.
the parents of school shooting victims, and you can get them pulled off their platforms as a national security threat. That is what they want. And that's why you can't ignore it when they start braying like this. As ridiculous as these people are, is what a lot of people who lived through Nazism said in retrospect. Like, we didn't take them seriously. We thought they were a joke. They were such a clownish bunch of people. We couldn't imagine they would ever get real power. These people already actually have real power. And
he's probably Jewish, actually. He's probably a secular Jew, maybe a Brooklyn Jew. He's definitely not practicing.
Telling you here what they want this country to be. They want to continue, very much as the Romans did. The Romans kept evoking the Republic long after they no longer had one, because they knew the brand name sold with Roman people. Right? So they kept calling themselves a republic after they became.
I really want people to know, so I hope someone clips this as well. It's not a problem with Jews. It's rabbinical Judaism. It's not the problem with the DNA, with the ethnicity. It's about what you believe. This is where they try to falsely conflate it and where the obsession with race happens. Well, I'm 70% white and this, because it's about what racial superiority is the problem. And rabbinical Judaism is a racial superior religion, the chosen idea. And when people say, well,
have a talk session with them. That'll be cool and unifying.
I would love to. I would really love to. When people follow a racist ideology, okay, look, if people are going to say that it's about the ethnicity, then look at the majority of the prophets. Anybody who's saying, no, it's the Jews, it's not the Jews as people. It's if they believe in rabbinical Judaism, if they believe in Zionism, if they believe the superiority complex, the majority of the prophets were Jewish. This is how you just beat that automatically. Well, Sneako's 10% Jewish. Jesus was 100% Jewish. He is 100% Jewish. Moses, most of these prophets. So,
an empire with an emperor. That's what these people want. They want to move to a place where you still say, you can argue we're already there. Not quite as far as they want to go. They want to go to a place where you can say, well, no, that's not what the First Amendment means. And the people who have power, who are supporting the people who have power, have been so brainwashed, are so historically illiterate that you can tell them these things and they're gonna support it. It's really amazing being in America. If you go outside America, you come back into America, the American people are just hypnotized. Like, they really are hypnotized.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people who feel very strongly about things that they don't even vaguely begin to understand, nor are they even curious enough to find out about them. But they think they have a really strong opinion on the subject.
Yeah, well, you have to ask yourself, where is the broadest coalition possible? And this is why I said, I've said this in the past before, that, you really need to find that broadest coalition possible. And that, to me, takes the form of some sort of liberty movement, a civil libertarian movement. Because whatever your views are on X, Y, or Z, the overwhelming majority of people does not want to live like this,
so
where you just take pleasure in harassing each other for saying the wrong thing online. Oh, a kid posts a stupid fucking video.
I've realized this year how limiting it is to subscribe to a political ideology, because then they will write you off. It made me understand how much people will never listen to something like anything from Hassan Piker, because they'll be like, he's a socialist, that's leftist, that's like woke. And they think socialism means woke LGBT. It's like, you're falsely conflating the two things. All right? There's a difference between wanting healthcare, wanting the mega rich to pay taxes when they all don't, wanting the billionaire class and the oligarchs to not have complete control and scam everybody while the average person suffers. It's like, actually, there's a lot of basis of truth in these ideas. But if you subscribe to one, they're going to write you off. That's why I subscribe to none, and why I recommend you don't either. You got to ally, and you have to promote people that are saying the correct things, like James Fishback, for example. The guy's clearly a grifter now, but he's saying a lot of things that are correct. He's saying the correct things about flock cameras, Peter Thiel, about Israel, about AIPAC. It's very good. And so when he's promoting this, I will amplify it. When Trump says no new wars, I'll say, okay, this is good, and I'll hold them to that. You can't trust any of these politicians, because most of them are grifters, most of them are liars. They're in it for personal reasons. They almost all get compromised. When Mamdani is the only politician on the stage to say that he won't go to Israel, he'll stay in New York City, I'm amplifying that. That's the most important issue, and he got it correct. That's the most patriotic position. Do I agree with everything he says? Absolutely not. But don't fall into that, because then they're going to write you off and they're not going to listen to you. If they consider, oh, he's just a libertarian, they put up blinders. I'm effective in this space because people don't know what a class. They really are trying to put me in a category. See, they call me a jihadist terrorist. Does it really work? No. They call me a neo-Nazi. Okay. Then they call me a communist. Matt Walsh called me a communist. They call me everything, and it doesn't stick because of the way I present myself, the way I talk, where I'm from, how I speak. Everything defeats it. In fact, I'm far more patriotic in free speech than all the grifters on the right wing. People say, oh, this rage bait's bad. Look how I expose all the free speech warriors. Elon Musk, Alex Jones, a Mexican, saying, deport Sneako. For what? Free speech? I guess you don't believe in free speech anymore. I guess you don't believe in the Constitution. I guess you don't believe in American values. I do. And then when it comes around again later on, they're going to regret saying this stuff, and I'm going to hold them accountable to that. Because right now it's populist and people are riled up, but when the outrage fades, their words stay, and they all look really dumb. Deport Sneako! Deport! They just say stuff. It's like BLM, but for the right wing. Don't get trapped. Don't get audience captured by political ideologies. Follow God. It's the only consistent ideology that will never falter, will never let you down, and is always correct. Thank you for the gifted sub, Savage Rose.
About Allahu Akbar, clearly just a troll, and you got these vultures who are just content starved who decide, hey, you know what? Let's harass this kid for fun and for views and for money and for content.
Where do your American values come from? The founding fathers.
And let's see just how far up the chain of command we can go and be taken seriously. Like, it's just a horrible way to live. Like, most people don't want to live that way, right? And, like, who wants to live in that environment?
This is what I mean when I keep saying this is not normal. It's not like this anyplace else I've ever been. Like, this whole discourse, it's not a thing anywhere else that you go.
It's
maybe
not a thing.
England.
It's not a thing in most of America either. And that's my point. Like, most ordinary people are not online like this. And most ordinary people do not crave this kind of conflict over non-existent bullshit, over a non-issue, over a guy posting a troll video to his social media. Like it is not normal to take pleasure in trying to destroy people in that way. Seeing how can I wield what power I have to destroy someone for saying the wrong thing. And these were people, by the way, who raised free speech concerns when Biden was in the White House. And you just see how little they actually meant any of it at all. People always support free speech when they're not in power, because when they're not in power, that's the speech that gets cracked down on. But once they get power, of course they want to silence anybody else. And the total illiteracy of saying, well, that's not what the First Amendment says. The First Amendment is very, very clear on what it says and what it doesn't say. And it is for the most part a very absolutist proclamation with very few and narrow and specific exceptions, as has not only been written in the Constitution, but has been upheld numerous times at the highest court in the land. It's really not
under both conservative and liberal courts.
It's not really a question of debate. And so, you have to ask yourself, is this how you want to live? And so much of the discourse has been hijacked by people who make a living just stirring shit up online. I mean, this is talk about a non-story. It's a non-story that a kid trolls online. And you have the richest guy in the world saying, yeah, deport him. I mean, it's just, you're right. I mean, it is nonsense, but the undercurrents are more dangerous than you'd think, because when the richest man in the world says something, there's a power behind that, right? There's power behind it. What do you mean deport him?
That's what I realize about rage bait and trolling, is that as long as you stay steadfast and you don't fold and you stay consistent and you beat the outrage, you win. This situation right here is very similar to the nigga Heil Hitler thing, right? At the end of the day, a couple people are in a club. Someone plays a song, they're hanging out on a bus, someone plays a song, big deal. It's a troll song. Niggas weren't heiling Hitler. It's retarded. Everyone's very afraid, everyone's folding, everyone's scared, everyone's apologizing, and I get all the pressure. I faced all the backlash. I was right. So I'm not going to fold. You stand the test of time, you stay there, and what they try to do is just pressure you into submitting. But if you're mentally strong enough to beat it, time will show that you're correct. Look back now. Was all that outrage? Who played the song? Who played the song? I didn't play the song. Who played the song? Who played the song? I played the song. I'll play it again. I played the song. Now what? I played it. I'll play it again. Me. I played it here. I played it there. I'll play it on your stream. I'll play it on my stream. I'll play it in your club, in your restaurant, everywhere. Because this is America. I have free speech, and I believe in American values. I didn't even play the song. But that's the rhetoric that you need. Yeah, I did it. Now what? What are you going to do? Media? Mayor, backlash, backstabbing, betrayal. So what? Want me to be scared? Remove the fear. If you don't fear any of this, if you don't fear death, if you don't fear attacks, if you don't fear slander, if you don't fear lies, if you know what you're saying is true, if you know what your intentions are and you know that they're pure, you will win. Just don't succumb to the pressure. It's very difficult. But if you do, you're victorious. Look who's in jail now. Look who got arrested. Look who's still streaming.
For saying the wrong thing. Let's say he meant what he said. That's still protected by the First Amendment. He obviously didn't mean what he said. Like, it's a non-issue. It's laughable. The thing that's alarming is that people in such high places and of such standing within the society are just willing to stoop so low as to drag the country into this really hellish space where you can't even take a breath without worrying that you're going to be harassed by somebody because you breathe the wrong way and you're an offense to the country. I mean, it's really obnoxious and overbearing, and it just creates such an undesirable living environment. That's why there is a silent majority that is against it, and that is where the broadest coalition lies. And that, to me, is priority number one. Priority number one for me always is civil liberties, freedom of speech being the most important. Without that, you have nothing else. You have
really
no means.
Spot on analysis. And what people don't seem to understand is that by doing this, I am fighting for you. Not to put myself on a pedestal or anything, but I am fighting for our constitutional right of free speech. These are your rights as well, if you're American. These are rights that are given to us as American citizens. And when you have pressure from the government, you're getting banned from countries like Australia, you have Mossad agents sent to try to blackmail you, you have the richest man in the world calling to deport you, it's a lot of pressure to try to take away your rights. But they can't take it away. Someone in the chat said, I'll welcome you in my home if you get deported. Where would I be deported to? It's stupid. It's supposed to scare you. It's scare tactics. I haven't committed a crime, and I'm born here. My passport's right here. You want to deport me? How? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Huh? Mafango, huh? Deport me, try. I'm fighting for your rights.
By which to advocate for anything else if you are not free to speak your mind. And that's just like on a political level what I believe. On a philosophical level, yeah, I believe people are born to be free and left the fuck alone unless they're hurting somebody else. You know what I mean? Like that to me is the most important thing, and I think there's a real appetite for that. That's actually a very American sentiment. So there is
Is it exhausting being you? Yeah, it is. It's very draining. It is very stressful. I was talking to Steezy earlier, and Steezy was saying, because I want him to work on a new video about unity. And he's like, bro, I really don't want to do a political video. It was super draining in February. Because he was there for the whole nigga Heil Hitler thing. And he saw what it was like under that pressure. Dude, it's tough. Like, I'm not going to act like it's not. It's hard. I mean, it was getting really hard here too. And I needed to stay focused up because I saw all this stuff. And I went to Saudi Arabia. I went to Medina and Mecca to pray. This is a pilgrimage for us. And I got my mind right. It's not easy, bro. I'm not trying to pedestalize myself, but I'm also not trying to lie to you. It is hard, but I enjoy it. And I like the pressure because I find out who I really am under this. I like the test because this is how you improve. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I feel as though I've become a lot more mentally strong through my streaming career, especially through tests like this. I figure out what I'm capable of. I figure out what I'm made of. I like to see myself in confrontation because it's like sparring. When you don't spar for the first time boxing, you get really scared. Oh no. And then you get punched in the face and you're like, okay, this is what it's like to be punched in the face. This is how I react to it. This is how I'm going to respond. You're going to block, slip, you know? You have to figure out how to counter. If you don't go through that, you're not going to know. What did Mike Tyson say? Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. You have to go through these and then you figure out who you are and you're now confident. It's like the scary basement, the scary attic. You walk in there and then you've been in there and then you've addressed it and then you've confronted it. Once you have, you know what you're like in that situation. So stuff like this has made me more steadfast, more mentally strong, and I like that.
Majority out there who wants that. It's just a matter of convincing themselves that actually your right to be left the fuck alone as long as you're minding your own business is under threat, and you have to actually act like it's under threat and start promoting people and candidates and movements who support your right to say what you want. That's the main reason why I was as supportive of Thomas Massie as I was, is for that reason. Because I don't agree with Thomas Massie on paper 80% of things. But you know what? Thomas Massie respects my right to disagree with him without harassing me and telling me I should be deported for disagreeing. Like that is paramount right now.
All right, remember, Elon was buying X because he believes so much in free speech.
Exactly.
He's going to protect your free speech. Now he wants to deport a citizen of a country that he's not a native to.
Great point.
Really a joke. Really a joke.
Please. Shout out to these guys. Yeah, I would love to do a podcast with them. All right, it's about time for Fajr prayer. What time is Fajr in New York City? It is, what? It's at 4:08? I'm 5 minutes late for Fajr. Okay, it says 4:09 in my app. I got to go pray. I will see you guys tomorrow, inshallah, with another stream. I don't know what it will be yet. I have a lot of videos and stuff to get to. Glad I'm back. I will be live earlier. I don't want to be live this late. I'm a little bit jet lagged from Saudi, and I had the World Cup today, and it took a long time to get here. But I will try to go live around 4. You know, and then we have Jang July 22nd. I want to get into more Iran war coverage. I have been saying that for the past couple streams, and I haven't got to it. So the war is escalating. I predicted escalation July 22nd. So I'm going to get back to that. Appreciate you guys. Long of love speech. W stream. Alhamdulillah, bro. Like to be on the grind. I really love working. really like, I like fighting this fight. May Allah bless you all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have a great rest of your night. Stay steadfast. Remember to pray, guys. Remember to pray. I am making it a mission. I say this every time I come back from Medina and Mecca, but I'm like, I want to stay on the 5 daily. I'm not going to... I've been doing better than I ever have before at not corrupting my iman after I return. And this is the most seriously I've ever taken Islam. I want to keep that going. So I highly recommend you guys pray. It really does work. See you guys tomorrow. Love you.